Hey everyone! Today we're diving into the world of Dofus to rank the most fun classes from a casual player's perspective. What we'll be considering today will be factors such as how easy it is to play, the uniqueness, how fun the abilities are, and the overall playstyle of the classes. So let's just get started ahead. Well then, started off, let's go with the Sadida. The Sadida, believe it is quite fun actually. The way I go about it is it's really fun that you can pretty much hit everything on the map, well, as long as you get everything infected properly, and you just see all these number pops from all the enemies that you're fighting. It's really satisfying. Plus it has some good survivability with its dolls. It removes MP from your enemies. Your dolls also infect. It's quite a fun playstyle. It can be slightly long, but like just playing casually, I think this is just a great class to play. It's really fun. Does good damage, has good healing. One factor, it doesn't really have mobility. I mean, you can kind of use earthquakes to kind of position yourself, but yeah, it's a little bit iffy. It's not very good at mobility, that's for sure. But everything else is really fun. Give it a try if you'd like. Next, the Feca. Honestly, a lot of people like Feca. I just don't see how it can be a fun class, because yeah, it does okay damage. It's pretty sturdy, doesn't die very easily, but it's just kind of lackluster in terms of damage. Like once you put your, let's say you're a certain element, you put that element's glyph on the field, and that's it. That's your main AoE damage. You have a few other smaller ones, but that's it. Once you put that down on the floor, and enemies move away from it, you're no longer doing damage using those glyphs. Like, it pairs really well with other classes that would remove the MP or reposition them onto the glyphs, but other than that, if you're playing alone, I personally wouldn't have as much fun as, let's say, Sadida, for example. Next, the Sacrier. Easy S. Why it's really fun is it's kind of almost brain dead. Like, there's some strategy to it, especially when you go higher levels, because higher level content is harder a little bit for melee classes, like close combat classes, which Sacrier is one. But if I was to pick like one of my classes, Sacrier would be one of the top ones that I'd choose. The way it plays is it has a lot of nice animations. Usually I would play either fire or water, and it has some good AoEs, does more damage as it loses health, has some of the best regen in the game. It can actually lifesteal from multiple mobs at a time, especially if you're playing the water Sacrier. And yeah, it's kind of like a berserker. Like, you get to feel that power that this character has, although you will honestly struggle a little bit more at the end game. You have to play a bit smarter because there are some one-shot mechanics when you're in close range, and Sacrier does suffer a lot. But like, honestly, like throughout the whole journey, you're gonna have so much fun with this. Just once you get a good like grip of this character, you might be able to do end game content with it too. It's just going to be harder than, let's say, long range classes. Panda, it has its charms, but I'll put it on B with Feca as well. Reason being, its damage is okay. Everyone would really want you in a mono server, but the problem is when you're playing in team, you're just basically a positioning bot, and I find that kind of boring. But besides that, it is kind of fun. It's got this kung fu aesthetic, but it's just not gonna be as fun as many other classes that we'll see in this tier list. Let's go with Rogue. Ooh, Rogue. I think, well, it's a hard class to play. Definitely very hard to play. But I would put in A tier. Like, once you get the hang of this class, it's really, really fun. Like, you do a lot of damage. But it's a little bit on the brainy side. I would not... Like, if you want to play a... Like, don't want to think too much, that's not the class for you. But if you got a few more brain cells, not like me, I can't play this class. But if you got a bit more brain cells than me, you'll definitely have fun with this class. It doesn't play just like, it's not just a boom boom damage class. You have to like strategize where the enemies will go, how to place your bombs and things like that. It's quite good. Masqueraider. It's not doing too good. It's not doing too good. Like, it has some really cool aspects to it, like with the mask change and everything, but the fact that this class right now is kind of underperforming. It has one of the best fielding abilities in the game. Like, if you have like a team of 8 and this one just pops its shield, all the A characters get those shields. It's really, really good. But other than that, I would steer off from this. Maybe I'll put it on C, but no, it's really fun. I don't think it's worth a C. I think it's B. B is good. It's just, yeah, it's not performing very well right now. For Steamer, well, actually the English name is Foggernaut, but in French it's called Steamer. I'd put it in A. It's really, really cool. It does a lot of people like this character. It's one of my possible choices too. But yeah, it has a lot of mechanics to it with its turrets, its healing turrets, the shielding turrets, the damage dealing one, the harpooner, I think it's called. I forget the name. There's Batiscath, Harpoon. Other than its Harpoon, it has some good AoEs if you play like the Fire branch. The Water branch is kind of popular too. I would play it as Fire, just because it has more AoE, it's kind of more fun. Early game, the Harpoon, basically the damage dealing turret really, really helps for clearing out the early levels and the early level dungeons. Would I rank it as... It has the possibility to go in S actually. Just because it does so many things and it's not always the same. It's not the same as any other class. I think I'll put it in S. Yeah, this one goes in S as well. Yeah. Elio. Ooh. I'll put it in S. It does a lot, but it is not a class for me. You really, really need to understand how the portal mechanics work, and you'll have to learn how to deal with all the mobs AI while you're fighting these monsters. But if you really want to play this, you're gonna have a lot of fun with Elio. Not my cup of tea, but I can understand its value in fun. But yeah, not for me, but pretty fun class, I would say. Huppermage. S. Yeah, I'll put it in S tier. It does everything you'd want to do. It can heal, it can lifesteal, it can damage. Damage is quite comparable to like Sacrier and Iope, sorry. That's the French way of saying Iope. Yeah, so very good damage, good mobility, good everything actually. It's hard to master in the beginning, not as hard as Elio, so yeah, you don't need that much brain cell. But once you get the hang of it, it can do a lot of things and you will have a lot of fun clearing all types of content on this game. This one is one of the top ones. Ouginak. Got a few changes on Ouginak, but in terms of fun, it's not having much fun right now. I think it needs a little bit more buff. I wouldn't rate it on an A. It's definitely a B. We'll rank how they interact with each other in the same rankings, but for now, Let's just put it in B here. Now for Osamodas. Personally, like the first Osamodas, like the old school one where you could just summon different monsters, like the go balls, the crackler and everything, I would have put it in S tier. It was really fun. But the new mechanics of summoning, like you have to use different element spells to then bring up a charge so that you can then summon the characters, and then you also transform into certain elemental classes like the tofu, the go ball and all that. But not my cup of tea. Because of that, I've got to put it back to a B. It's just okay. If you like these kind of classes, you will have fun. It's not very strong, and not a lot of people like to party with the Osamodas. But yeah, I guess I can see the appeal. Just I would have preferred the older version of the Osamodas, definitely. The Enutrof, pretty fun. I'm hesitating between A and B. It's pretty fun, but it does a lot. It's very useful. People will take you in teams. Would I have fun with this? Yeah, I think it has fun. You have possibilities of having fun because you have these shovel skills. Plus now they've honestly, I think the Unity Enu looks much better than the 2.0 Dofus. So yeah, let's put it in A. Sram, let's put it in S. Honestly, really fun class. Yeah, they nerfed the Invisi kind of, but it does good damage. It lifesteals. It can invisi a whole team if you needed to. And as you kill your enemies, it kind of helps reset the cooldown of the invisi. So if you know how to play the Sram, you'll have a lot of fun. I think you can still solo all the content with the Sram. Easy. Xelor, also in S tier. I can't play Xelor because it boggles my mind. But if you understand Xelor, you're gonna have a lot of fun. It just, yeah, I would say it's slightly harder than, you're on the same level. Xelor and Elio are kind of hard. Maybe Elio is easier once you've mastered it, whereas this one you kind of, no, they both have the same kind of difficulty level. But because of that, they kind of also have, like, you know, when you achieve, like when you can control something that's really hard, you kind of get that satisfaction. This one will bring you that. It's really fun. Playing in a team, your team will be confused with you, but you can really definitely play in a team. Eca, I'll put in A. It's doing great actually. The card mechanics kind of, once you understand it, it's easy. So at the start you'll have some struggles trying to understand with the 2, the 3, the 4, the 5. They represent the different face cards like the Jack, the Queen, the King and the Ace. But it's usually played in, most people would tell you to play it in chance. There's a lot of chance characters here actually. Yeah, it's really fun. You can do a lot. It has good survivability, good damage, some AoE. Yeah, I'll put it in A tier. Any used to be so bad. I'll put it in A tier right now. It's really fun. Well, all classes are kind of fun as you can see, but yeah, it's pretty fun. You're not a heal bot here anymore. Yeah, you can definitely still heal a lot of people, but you do some really acceptable damage. And nobody will refuse you if you're looking to join a party with them. You're gonna do acceptable damage, you have some good survivability, you have, well, depending on which, like you would probably go, actually all the elements are really viable with the Eni. Like fire has good accessibility to heals, the earth one deals a little bit more damage, The water one is more kind of healing around. So like if you're playing with a tank panda and you're hitting water on the enemies, you're healing whatever's around the enemy. So the tank panda, it really works well with that. If you're playing agi, so air, you will be kind of life stealing most of the time. So it's pretty fun, yeah. I would put it in A. Iop, or as I was saying, Yop in the French way. Really, really fun in my opinion. It's kind of like the Sacrier, like that kind of berserker mentality. Struggles in endgame as well because close range character, but it has some really good AoE with I think it's called Iop's Wrath, or that skill that goes in a cross. I'll see if I can show you. Well, I'll also be making other videos as well, so you'll probably see what the Iop can do in a future video. But it's got really, really good damage. It's one of the highest damage dealing classes, especially with Yop's Wrath. It has some good survivability. It can have increased its vitality in like hard situations. It can also shield itself if needed. You would normally start this with air, and then you go either stay air, go earth. You can also go fire if you like, but it's not that common. The most common ones are air and earth, but definitely a fun class to play. The Kra, I'll put it in the A tier. It's really, really easy to play this class. It does very good damage and it does it far, so you have good survivability with this. I think it's a really, really fun class to play. It just maybe I'll put it here, but at like, how do I, oh okay, there we go. So like almost A tier, because it does get boring after a while doing the same things over and over, which is just push enemies back, do AoE, rinse and repeat. But let's try and see if we can arrange this in a better order now. Well then, let's kind of try and rank them all together. We'll start with the B tier and then we'll work our way up. That's gonna be a headache for me. Let's start with the easy ones. This one is definitely almost A tier, so we're gonna put it here. Feca is also almost, I think, Feca is slightly more fun than the Kra, honestly. Then comes Panda, Mask, Ougi. I'll put it this way. Yeah, this one looks very simple, very easy. Now for the A tier is also slightly hard. I would put Echa here. Then I would put Sadida, really, really fun. Enu. Iop. Sorry, Eni. I don't know why I was thinking about Iop here. And why is Osa here? Honestly, yeah, okay. No, I think I'll put Osa here. Let's not do a disservice to the Feca as well. Okay, yeah. So yeah, sorry. So B tier is this one. A tier is I'm okay with this one. Ooh, no. Actually, yeah, okay, my bad. Yeah, that seems better. Okay, A and B is done. Now S tier. Honestly, it's really, really hard to kind of stack them up together. And of course my bias will be in here because I kind of like Berserker classes. I'll try not to be too influenced with that. So without being influenced, I would say Hupper. Right now the Zell is really fun. Elio, Sacrier, Iop, Sram, and Fogger. Yeah, this is my tier list for the most fun classes. Of course, your opinion will also probably differ, but in terms of a casual player's perspective, I think this is a good tier list for in terms of fun. Of course, fun is very subjective. I'm gonna make a PVM one later on as well. Okay, so After editing this video, I kind of realized that I used an outdated tier list. The Forgelance was missing from the tier list, so I've reworked it. I've put everything where they were as it should, and then I added the Forgelance, which you'll see here. It's in between the Elio and the Sacrier. The Forgelance is also S tier fun. It has loads of AoEs, really nice animations, and in terms of damage, it's also got a lot of damage. It lacks single target damage, but honestly, it doesn't matter. That so much AoE, so many tools. You can heal yourself as well. You can shield yourself. Your spear also acts like a bait for monsters, so you get hit less. It's all in all really fun as well. And there you have it. Our tier list for the most fun Dofus classes is done. Remember, the best class is the one that you have the most fun with, so experiment, try new things, and most importantly, enjoy the game. If you like this video, please hit the like button, subscribe for more Dofus content, and let me know your thoughts in the comments below. What's your favorite class, and what do you plan to play in Unity?